In the darkest corners of the medical world, there exist tales that defy reason and terrify even the bravest souls. Hospitals, places meant for healing, sometimes become the setting for unexplainable horrors. Here are 3 chilling stories that will send shivers down your spine and make you question the safety of those sterile white walls. Story 1, The Haunting of Ward 13. It was a night like any other at St. Agnes Hospital, a sprawling, antiquated institution with a reputation for more than just its medical prowess. Ward 13 was the oldest section, a place where even the most fearless nurses whispered stories of shadows and strange sounds. The staff dreaded working there, and patients never recovered. Nurse Sarah had drawn the short straw and was assigned to Ward 13 for the night. She had heard all the tales but dismissed them as the fantasies of overworked minds. However, as the witching hour neared, the corridors grew colder, and the flickering lights cast eerie shadows. Sarah walked past room 1313, where a patient lay shrouded in darkness. He whispered incoherent words, and Sarah leaned in to listen, her heart pounding in her chest. The patient's eyes locked onto hers, and he spoke in a voice that sent icy fingers down her spine. "The shadows are coming for you," he rasped. Sarah stumbled back, her flashlight flickering. As she turned to leave, the room's door slammed shut, and the lights went out. Panic set in as she fumbled for her phone's flashlight. In the dim glow, she saw shadowy figures darting across the room. Whispers filled the air, and she could swear she felt icy fingers on her skin. Nurse Sarah's terrified screams echoed through the hospital, but when her colleagues rushed to Ward 13, they found the room empty. She was never seen again, but patients in room 1313 claimed they could still hear her cries in the dead of night. Story 2, The Surgeon's Secret. Dr. Jonathan Harlow was a brilliant surgeon at Mercy General Hospital. Patients from all over the country sought his expertise. But beneath his reputation lay a dark secret. One stormy night, a patient named Emily was rushed into the emergency room with a severe head injury. Dr. Harlow insisted on operating immediately, taking her into the bowels of the hospital to a hidden, abandoned operating room. The staff who accompanied him were sworn to secrecy. As Dr. Harlow began the procedure, Emily's heart monitor began to flatline. Panic set in, but he continued, oblivious to her life slipping away. Just as the last beep signaled her death, a strange ethereal light surrounded Emily's body. Her eyes flew open, and she whispered a chilling message: "He seeks life, but death follows." The room plunged into darkness, and when the lights flickered back on, Emily was gone. The staff members who witnessed this bizarre event were silenced by the hospital's administration, but whispers of Dr. Harlow's dark practices circulated among the nurses. Years later, the hospital was abandoned, and the rumors grew into ghostly tales of a vengeful spirit haunting the hidden operating room. They say Emily's ghost still seeks justice, and Dr. Harlow's face, twisted with fear, can be seen in the shadows. Story 3, The Night Watchman's Nightmares. For decades, the night watchman at Fairview Psychiatric Hospital had been a lonely and silent figure. He roamed the deserted halls, keeping watch over the long-forgotten patients who had been abandoned by their families and the world. One night, the night watchman, Thomas, heard a faint melody that seemed to come from the bowels of the hospital. He followed the haunting tune down into the basement, a place few dared venture. There, he found a rusted, ancient music box, its delicate notes dancing through the air. As he reached out to touch it, the music box snapped shut, and the lights went out. Panic gripped him as he fumbled for his flashlight, revealing a horrifying sight. The patients, long lost to the depths of the hospital, had gathered around him. Their eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and their lips moved in unison, reciting a cryptic chant. Thomas tried to escape, but an invisible force held him in place as the patient's chant grew louder. Shadows seemed to creep from the walls, and as the chant reached its crescendo, Thomas's heart stopped. The following morning, the day staff found him lifeless in the basement, his face contorted in terror. The music box was gone, and the patients had vanished. Fairview Psychiatric Hospital was shuttered shortly after, but some say on stormy nights, you can still hear the haunting melody and the chant of the long-forgotten souls who claimed the night watchman.